Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 859. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Chris. What's up, Chris?
What's going on, guys?
So finally, we got the trailer for Transformers last night.
Yes, we did.
What'd you think?
I thought it was pretty good.
I really liked it, actually.
Yeah.
I know you were talking about it first, and then when I first saw I didn't even know the trailer was out.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, that is Mecha King Ghidorah.
It really does look like him.
I'm like, shit. Yeah.
I mean, it's like it's more like a Mecha Kaiser Ghidorah.
Right.
Mecha King Ghidorah, but like it does look like it. That's what I'm going to call it until I get an official name. Personally, I think they're going to call it Scourge because in Transformers Cybertron,
right,
we had a dragon too.
Yes.
So I'm guessing maybe that's who he could be, but I'm calling him Mecha King Ghidorah until they get a name.
What's up, James?
Hey, what's up?
We're talking about did you see the Transformers trailer?
Yeah, I just watched it. You just shared it to me a little while ago.
It's good, right?
Yeah, it's actually better than expected.
So, Chris, are they time hopping, or are they just showing different time periods?
No, I think they're just showing different time periods. I don't think they're gonna do anything like that, like time travel. I'd be surprised. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that Transformers time traveled because this movie is actually based on a G1 episode,
right,
where they time traveled. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did, but
right.
I doubt they're going to. The big thing that I was pretty shocked by was the closing shot of the trailer, where it looks like Prime is either
he just killed Bumblebee.
He didn't kill him, but he's gonna. It looks like he's gonna try to. But what I noticed about that is that he has purple eyes, Prime.
Okay, so that
he's controlled, or he's given up his Autobot side, which. That sounds crazy, but
I like the latter theory, much more cooler. The controlled theory is a bit too obvious.
Yeah, I agree. The controlled one's kind of contrived. It's like, oh, he's just being controlled, But
yeah.
I agree with you, James. If something causes him to give up being an Autobot, because purple eyes doesn't mean that he's a Decepticon either. What's interesting is in these movies, and I think it's the first time that they've ever done that. In the Transformers universe, that the Autobots have blue eyes and the Decepticons have red eyes. Purple, I guess maybe he's an Omnicon, possibly.
Okay.
Because Lockdown in the last one had green eyes, and he was neither Autobot nor Decepticon. He was just a Cybertronian bounty hunter. So,
okay.
I mean, who knows? Another interesting thing, if I remember correctly, in those first two pictures that came out for the movie, I think Megatron had purple eyes as well. So I wonder if like whoever's doing this.
Wasn't Megatron still with the Decepticons, or not really?
Well, yeah, I mean he was Galvatron in the last movie, but he was still technically Megatron and still the leader of the Decepticons.
Right.
Yeah, and he survived perfectly fine. The last movie had too much stuff in it for me. I think you could have separated Galvatron and the invasion. There's too much factions at once.
Yeah.
And it proved that point because they couldn't finish the whole story. I mean, they only finished one element of that. It would have been much cooler if Galvatron maybe not been in it, but appeared slightly, and then is a villain, obviously, for this movie. I don't know. I mean, some of the Transformers movies are hit and miss for me. It's the plot.
Are they bringing back some of the Decepticons that died, or no?
Well, what I was kind of hoping that they would do is if they do introduce Unicron in this movie, which I don't think they're going to show him in this one, but I think maybe they'll introduce something connected to him. What I was hoping they would do is they would take the bodies of the Decepticons from the Battle of Chicago and do what they did in the animated movie, where Unicron reformats them into New Age Decepticons like Galvatron. So I was thinking, like, if you took Starscream and you turned him into, like, I know I said Scourge might be the dragon's name, but in the G1 movie, they called him, Scourge, and there was Cyclonus, and they were like, the new Decepticons that followed Galvatron. In that movie they kill Starscream, but I'm thinking maybe if they just change it up a bit for The Last Night and they bring Starscream back as a character, they bring some of the other Decepticons back.
Yeah.
I was always saying something they should have done. I don't know why they didn't do this, because it seems so obvious to me and probably to everybody else who likes Transformers, but they introduced Shockwave in Dark of the Moon. My idea was keep him alive, have him escape, and then have him rebuild the Decepticons because he's their science officer.
Yeah.
In the mythos, he made combiners. He made a whole bunch of different
Yes.
He was like so intelligent that he was able to do this. So I thought, why not have him escape? And then in the next movie, you have him build Megatron as Galvatron and build the new Decepticons. And maybe he builds the Dinobots, or he built the Dinobots. Instead of introducing Lockdown, which I have a feeling was a Hasbro thing because he's a relatively new character. So
Okay.
I think maybe Hasbro was like, hey, put him in there. He's
Right.
a toy we can sell. And it's like, he wasn't really that good. Like, he didn't really do anything in the movie.
Yeah.
Even Shockwave. So if Shockwave would have been the main villain in Age of Extinction, it kind of would have made up for him not doing anything in Dark of the Moon. But instead they went with this humans build Transformers thing.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That's kind of ridiculous when you really
I didn't like that. Now he's going from Galvatron to Megatron again, right?
Yes.
And that guy that's Galvatron is gone, or is it he's going to become Megatron?
He's going to become Megatron.
Okay, because that's annoying.
But I have to say this, though. The design for Megatron in this movie, in The Last Night, is really good. He looks almost identical to the G1 design. Like there's elements of it in there, just changed up just a little bit. They made it a little more complex.
Right.
But you look at that and it's like, oh, that's definitely Megatron. Whereas before it was like, I guess that's Megatron.
So now is Bumblebee going to become Bumble Prime or something?
If they do that, they're going to change his name.
I mean, what is he going to be? Like, Goldbug is what he became, right?
Well, whatever they're doing with this standalone movie, I mean, it depends on what they're going to do with that.
I mean, obviously, probably Optimus is going to die in this one, right? Or no?
I doubt it.
Really?
They killed him off already once, and
yeah. What do you think, James?
I mean, the Transformers movies, there are so many of them. I hope it's good. The trailer looks better than I expected. I'm just a bit probably worried that they'll do the same thing the last movie, crams too much stuff in, but it makes no sense. Just focus on one plot, beginning to end, and no more sequel baiting. The last one was a massive sequel bait. Oh yeah, there's going to be another movie at the end. Do you know what I mean? I hate that. I can't stand that.
I
good in its own right.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be a good one. Well, at least I'm hoping. Now, you guys see the Mummy trailer the other day?
Yes.
Don't you think it's a mistake that Wonder Woman comes out the week before, then it's going up against World War Z 2, and then the following week was Cars 3? Don't you think they should move the Mummy to like a safer release date, like maybe in August? I mean, I think it's going to bomb.
It's a bit risky, but World War Z sold really well, but I hated that movie.
I know, but I really...
You're not alone. Not a lot of people like that movie, so I don't think I liked it, but World War Z is not going to...
I liked it too, but see, my thing is that this is... And again, it is the first movie of the Universal Cinematic Universe. Someone had made comments, and I'm like, no, dude, they didn't even announce a Universal Cinematic Universe in 2010, and I wasn't even Matrix Lord 2 and 2 making videos in 2010. So, Dracula Untold, while they hinted that it could be, was never part of the
They confirmed that a couple of days ago.
Yeah, they did. It was never part of the Universal Cinematic Universe. And somebody even said that, I, Frankenstein is not even, it's a totally different company. That's not part of it. And they even said something about Benedict Del Toro's Wolfman. Again, that's not part of it either. So supposedly, and I don't know why they want Dwayne Johnson to be the Wolfman, which...
Why?
Because he's in everything, dude. They put him in everything.
Wait, Do they want him? Well, no. I mean, if they're getting him, I was gonna say, do they want him to be the body for it, or do they want him to be like?
That's a good thing. I mean, maybe he is the body of the werewolf.
Body for it, but then again, you wouldn't get Dwayne Johnson just to do that.
Yeah, he's not going to just be the werewolf.
Be in the movie. You don't spend I don't even know how much money he makes. I'm gonna go 20 million plus for him.
Yeah.
To do a movie because Will Smith makes like 25 a movie, right?
Well, used to,
yeah.
No more.
I don't know what he does now, but I have to think The Rock. If they're saying he's the highest paid actor in all of Hollywood, then he has to be pulling.
And they're holding G.I. Joe 3 just for him.
Yeah.
Which that's smart because then they'll have a G.I. Joe 4 probably because he does bring people. He does put people in the seats.
Yeah.
So
I know Baywatch just had to move as well. They were like, no, we're not coming out this time.
No.
Come out in 2017 or later in 2017, I think.
Yeah, that's smart too.
Or it might be earlier. I don't know. I know they moved the date, but getting back to your point, I don't think it's a mistake for the Mummy to come out where it's coming out.
Okay.
And this is why. I mean, it might be in the end, but this is the thing. If this is the first movie, and since we now know it is the first movie in this universe, I think what they're doing is they're probing. They're seeing if their movies can come out against a big movie like Wonder Woman and whatnot. And they're trying to see if they can get it, like if they can get a big splash like everything else. Would I think it would make more sense for it to come out in August where there's nothing? Yes. But I don't blame them for what they're doing now because if this one doesn't work as well, then the next one they do will come out at a relatively less volatile.
But do you realize that 3 movies have to bomb in order for it to be successful?
Well, that's not necessarily true.
I mean, Wonder Woman, okay, let's just, first of all, if Wonder Woman does really well in its first week, you don't mean to tell me that Wonder Woman's going to be number 1 in the second week?
Not necessarily.
So it could just drop out?
What happens if this movie comes out and it's unbelievable?
I mean, it's still going up against World War Z 2.
Yeah.
And they still got Cars the following. You think it's? I mean, see,
Cars. I don't know about Cars.
But I'm thinking like that's a mistake, man. I mean, if I'm going to do my own cinematic universe, I'm going to pop out my first movie. I'm not going to really go near. Not that I don't have faith in my product, but oversaturation. You're not going to. Let's just see what happens because.
Well, that's not oversaturation, though.
I mean,
oversaturation would be like if Wonder Woman came out, then Batman came out, then Justice League came out.
But that would never happen because they would kill
oversaturation is what happened in the gaming industry recently, where EA cannibalized their own sales by releasing Battlefield 1 and Titanfall 2 basically at the same time. Complete idiots. It's like releasing, 2 ranges of clothes and then one outsells the other, right? Because you can't sell both. It's really dumb. But with this one, Cars is primarily targeted towards.
I know Cars 2 didn't do well, right?
Well, Cars 3 is going to be the same because it's the target market is children. Obviously, some adults.
Well, I don't know because they're showing that the Queen gets destroyed, right? I mean, that's a big.
Well, you want to know what I think they're really doing, and I don't have any proof of this, but it seems like something Cars might do. I wouldn't be surprised if this movie is going to be like a satirical kind of jab at like movies that are made really dark, because let's be honest, that trailer was like needlessly dark, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they were like winking at like, oh, all these movies that are coming out that are so dark, we're kind of going to make fun of that. I mean, that's the only way it makes sense to me, because why else would you make a movie like Cars really, really dark?
I mean, you would scare the shit out of kids, like with that. Like if he got destroyed and you can't race anymore, and it's like.
I mean, that's like if the trailer for Toy Story 4, if like Buzz Lightyear is getting like hit by a hammer. Like,
I'd honestly have to be paid to watch Cars 3.
Oh my god! Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
It's like you see the father of the daughter. This toy was moving on its own.
Oh my god!
That's your trailer for Toy Story 4.
Wow, that's rough. All right, so I mean, you really think it's ballsy, but go ahead and keep it at the release date, right?
I do because this is my thing, right? They've got a really good cast with characters in this movie, and here's the thing: if let's say theoretically this movie comes out and it does exceptionally well, right? Now your next movie people are going to say, that Mummy movie was really good. I'm going to go see this.
And they'll just put it out whenever they want that because they don't have to worry about. But the flip side of it is if it doesn't, then
they should have put it out another time. Yeah.
Yeah. Which
I think they'll learn from that, and they'll put whatever their next one is out at like I said, a less volatile time.
Nothing's out in August, really. So, I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy destroyed in August. Why aren't companies taking advantage of that, though? They're not.
They want a big summer movie, and I guess
it's
they
still
still
summer, technically.
Yeah, I know, but I guess they still don't consider August. Like, August used to be considered like January. Like, if you put a movie out in August.
I know, August used to be considered. That's what I used to hate it growing up, that once July was, like, done, or not even halfway July, then it was over.
Yeah.
Nothing came out. And I'm like, oh. But that changed with Guardians of the Galaxy, I thought.
Well, Marvel has proven that they can put anything out at any time.
Whenever they want. Yeah.
And it seems to work. I don't know.
Yeah. So we lost James. His internet's acting up, but that's okay. All right, James, no problem. Yeah.
The thing I'm worried about now is I'm pretty sure, like I said before, Baywatch moved, and it moved right by Kong. So now I'm like, oh, great. That's another movie that they have to worry about. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they moved, even Friday the 13th moved like 4 times.
Yeah.
4 or 5 times. I mean, the Rings moved too.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I was thinking about this. I don't remember when, but I remember thinking about it a little while ago. And I was like, honestly, if they told me that they were delaying Kong till August, I don't think I would have a problem with it.
I don't think I would have a problem with it either, actually.
I think I'd be like, okay.
Because nothing is coming out in August.
Because when I'll be honest, when they said that they were moving Godzilla 2 to 2019, I was pissed at first.
Yeah, me too.
I did some research on when it was coming out and the movies that were coming out, and I realized something. They didn't move it because they didn't think it was going to do well. They moved it because they know. You got to see the time period that Godzilla 2 was going to come out. I kid you not, there are like 5 to 7 movies that are coming out that are just going to not cannibalize, but they're going to destroy each other.
Right, and we used to have that back in the day.
Let's go. Let's move out of here just for the smart thing.
Yeah.
Because I was doing the research and I was comparing how Godzilla 2014 did. It came out against 2 pretty big movies and it still did really well.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good idea that they moved it. Kong, I gotta admit, I think it's gonna be really good, but I'm worried that with the other movies that it's coming out against, it's gonna get lost.
I'm worried too, man. I mean, that's another thing. I want Kong to be successful so you have a whole franchise going on.
Right. I want it to do better than 2014. 2014 did really well, but I want it to do even better than that, to be honest.
All right, so let's take a look in the future with you mind?
No, go for it.
All right. So now, again, we talked about January being Underworld, Amityville, Stupid Monster Trucks, Cage 3 or XXX3 Split, Resident Evil. Okay, February. Again, I know I'm leaving out some movies. I do apologize, but I can't mention them all. Rings, 50 Shades Darker, John Wick, Lego Batman, Patient Zero, which is Matt Smith's movie, The Great Wall, God Particle, which is Cloverfield 3, right? March.
Yeah, allegedly, yeah.
Yeah, allegedly. March, we have Logan. We have Kong Skull Island, which is on March 10th, going up against The Wall, whatever that is.
That's a legendary movie with Matt Damon.
The Wall?
Yeah, did you see the
trailer? No. Oh, I thought that was the other one, The Great Wall.
Oh, that's The Great Wall. Yeah, you're right. Yep.
This is just The Wall, and this is from Roadside Attractions.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm thinking of the other one.
See, here's the problem. Okay, so Kong comes out on the 10th, and then Beauty and the Beast comes out the week after.
Yeah, but they just moved Baywatch into there, too.
So Baywatch is out when Kong comes out.
I don't think it comes out the same day, but I think it's like a couple of days or so later it comes out. Which, The Rock is in it, and you're going to get a large male crowd in for that. So,
Power Rangers, King Arthur. I mean, this is it's getting crowded here. Ghost of the Shell, Zookeeper's Wife, whatever that is, plus baby. April, yeah, Smurfs and Fast and 8, that's another Rock movie.
Yeah.
Fast 8, that's gonna.
Yeah, Baywatch moved to. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
Baywatch probably moved to. Hold on.
I'm trying to see where they moved it.
I'm also trying to find out. Barbie comes out. That's Amy Schumer. Well, Baywatch is coming out on the.
Oh no, never mind. It's coming out
May. It's coming out May 19th.
Now it's May 23rd. So what the hell I was reading this article before that was like Kong might be in trouble, and I was like, oh shit.
Okay, so Tuesday it's coming out?
That's got to be wrong then.
It's always it's always a Wednesday. So Baywatch is going to come out when Annabelle 2 and Alien Covenant and Diary of the Wimpy Kid and Wow. That is a crowded 5 big movies. I mean, 2 kid movies, Annabelle 2, Alien Covenant, wow.
Okay, so they pushed their I apologize, anybody who's watching. Apparently they pushed Baywatch back to May 26th. So I don't know what this article was talking about then. I was reading it before, and it was on a site that I normally go on, and it was like Kong might be in trouble because it's been moved, unless they accidentally thought it said March. That's the only thing.
May 26th, it's going up against the shitty alien wannabe movie Life, which is with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, they're also saying that there's supposed to be a Terminator movie coming out then.
No.
But that's not coming out.
I can confirm that there is absolutely no Terminator movie. Nothing has been filmed.
Right.
That is a false thing. I'm telling you right now, nothing has been filmed. But they do have till technically 2018, I think. So right. They could film it in 2017 and release it in 2018. Technically. Or is it 19? But James Cameron gets it back. But I don't know what he's going to do with it. All right, so it's going to be out against Pirates of the Caribbean and Life, which Pirates of the Caribbean, what number is this? Like 5?
5, yeah.
I mean, is it going to still have staying power, or?
I don't know. Apparently they filmed this a while ago, and then they've been sitting on it for a while.
Wonder Woman in June. Mummy, World War Z, Cars 3, and then Transformers The Last Night, and Despicable Me 3. It is crowded.
I'm telling you right now, I think The Last Night is going to be. It has the potential to be the biggest movie of the year again.
I got to tell you, of all these movies, my biggest fear. What do you think my biggest fear is going to be?
What's that?
That Spider-Man: Homecoming isn't good.
I don't think you need to worry about that, though.
All right.
I really don't. I think that
I'm kind of scared about it. I got to tell you.
I think that it's going to do pretty well. Honestly.
All right. I hope you're right, man, because that's like my favorite thing, and we have nothing about it. I mean, we don't have a trailer. We don't have a teaser.
Well, we know when the trailer is coming out, though. So.
Rogue One.
Yeah.
So, I mean, which is basically 9 days, I guess, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm worried. That's all I know. I just feel they would have showed something about the Vulture or shot. I don't know, man. I think there's too many things going on in the movie. I mean, there's too many. That movie is like, the cast is ridiculously huge, no?
The cast is big. However, I don't think obviously all of them are going to be big parts. I really think they're setting up the stuff because we know that a lot of this is going to take place, I guess, in the school. That's why it's called Homecoming. So we're gonna probably get a lot of Peter Parker and kind of setting him up. And I think we're going to get a good amount of Spider-Man stuff because Marvel is usually really good at balancing, the normal person with the superhero.
Right.
So I really don't think that there's anything to worry about. I mean, aside from things that I don't like the way the Vulture looks, I mean, honestly, it's not a big deal. I mean, even if I don't like the way the Vulture looks, that doesn't mean the movie's not going to be good. I don't think people need to worry about this movie. I think that in Marvel's hands, it's going to do well. If this was a Marvel movie but Sony was still doing it, then I'd be like, maybe. But honestly, I think Marvel's going to knock this one out of the park. This is their character. I don't think they're going to disrespect him, you know.
Okay. We can only hope. Again, I mean, wouldn't we get... I know it's in 9 days, but I just feel... I don't know, man. Spider senses are tingling.
Well, we'll get that trailer with Rogue One. And then when does the movie come out? In July?
Yeah, I guess so, right?
Yeah, because Thor comes out in November, I think.
July 4th. Well, it's July 7th, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's prime weekend for summer. So, I mean,
right.
I mean, it's probably going to do really well. I can't see it not, unless it's really bad. But I doubt that. I really doubt that.
I mean, if it's number one, the next week it's going up against Bad Dads, which will destroy that. Midnight Sun, destroy that. War of the Planet of the Apes, I still think will destroy that too.
I think that might be competition for it.
So it'll be only number one for 1 week, then you think?
No. I don't know if it's going to, like, I don't know if that's going to knock Spider-Man off, but I think Spider-Man's definitely going to have a hard time staying there because people really, really like the Planet of the Apes series.
Well, that's true.
I mean, and they are good. I mean, I have to admit, I like them too.
Me too. Worst case scenario, right? Mm-hmm. I just have to throw it out there. Nothing against the actors, but if Spider-Man Homecoming fails, it'll be the first Marvel movie that fails, I guess, in collaboration with Sony also. What the hell is going to happen then? You can't do anything. You can't change the... I mean, what do? You still go on anyway?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because...
It's too crowded.
Well, no. I mean, you do it anyway because as far as I know, they're already shooting stuff for Infinity War with Spider-Man in it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess maybe what you do is you just kind of brush it off and you hope to do better next time. You know, at this point, Marvel has so many successes that it's like they can take one failure.
So Sony had no part in this, even though it's under Sony?
I don't think they had anything to do creatively. I know that they're still involved in it, but I think
they're just releasing it. Is that what it is?
What?
They're distributing it or something?
I guess. I don't know how the deal works, but I remember reading that they don't. This was a while ago, and this was reported everywhere that Sony doesn't have creative control over this, so they have very, very limited creative control over this. But it sounds to me like Marvel, like the Disney Marvel, is really the ones that are running this show.
But they'll make money from it, though. So
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would assume so.
All right.
My thing is, I mean, really, I think some people may be expecting too much from this movie because it's a Spider-Man movie. But you got to remember that Marvel, I think what they're doing is they're going into this saying, yes, this is our big character, but we're just going to treat it like another Marvel movie, like another one of our movies.
So treating it as a brand new movie like, say, Doctor Strange, and they're not having their expectations that it has to do $1 billion.
Yeah, I would assume so.
So it has to do, like, basically, I mean, how much did it cost to make this?
I'm not sure.
I mean, they'd probably be happy with $500 million, I guess, right?
I would assume so. That's what, like, Ant-Man made around, I think, a little bit over $500 million.
Yeah, and Doctor Strange kicking butt right now, so.
Yeah, and they were really happy with Ant-Man. You know, the thing about Spider-Man, as far as we know, that has a big advantage, in my opinion, is they're not doing an origin story with this movie.
Well, that's good.
So they can get right into the action, which I think is a great thing. One, because we don't need to see another Spider-Man origin on the silver screen. And two, we saw him in Civil War. We liked him in Civil War.
Right.
Just go with it.
Just go with it. Yeah. Just go with it.
Run with it. Don't explain, I got bit by the spider and I'm a photographer. No, shut up and go.
We did have an origin for Doctor Strange, even though they said we didn't.
Well, you needed an origin for that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a character that's not as widely known as Spider-Man.
Right.
But with Spider-Man, we get it. We get it. It's the same thing with Batman. That's one thing Batman versus – well, I can't say that because in Batman versus Superman they showed the origin. Had they not showed the origin in that, I think that would have been a little bit better.
Right.
Because with Batman, you know, let's say they didn't make Batman versus Superman and they made a solo Batman movie first, right? With Ben Affleck and whatnot. My argument would have been, don't show an origin story, just go. He's Batman. He's been Batman. We get it. Go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So, like, are they doing, like, to change the subject with Ben Affleck, are they saying that Bruce Wayne, like, with the Batman and Superman, he already retired, he lost a lot of his fortune, instead of being a billionaire, he's a millionaire, and he's living, because he was living in some house, it wasn't even a mansion, right?
I don't think they said anything about his financial.
Nothing, right? It's just
or his financial standing. I think that he was retired, and that was that.
Okay.
And you know, they should have just left it at that. They didn't need to show. I don't think they needed to show his parents getting shot. We get it. We know.
Right.
You know, kids get it. You can't just say, "Oh, we showed it for the kids." One, because that was not a kids' movie. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And two, we get it.
Right.
We know Batman. At this point, we've seen – how many Batmans have we seen?
Oh, God. You know?
I mean, we got movies, animated shows, video games, comic books, graphic novels, toys, this, that, and the other thing. We got it.
I mean, what's going on with the Flash? Flash is in trouble, they said, right?
I have no idea. To be honest.
Aquaman got delayed, I heard. You know?
I got to tell you, the Flash, to me, and it's not just, you know, DC now, I've never cared about the Flash. And I'm a DC guy.
Right.
But I've never the character does nothing for me.
I mean, I used to watch, growing up, it was the Super Friends, you know.
Yeah.
And they even had the Super Power figures.
Mm.
And I had the Flash figure when I was, like, really young. And I watched the Flash TV series on CBS, which was John Wesley Shipp and Mark Hamill was Trickster.
Sure.
I liked it, but I'm a Marvel guy.
Mm-hmm.
So that stuff didn't really interest me as much as the Marvel characters did.
We're talking about it, too. We might as well talk about it. I mean, I know we only have a couple minutes left, but Justice League comes out next year. And
nobody really gives a shit, I think.
I don't know if, I know I don't care about it.
I don't care about it.
And that's surprising because, like I said, I like DC a little bit more than I like Marvel. And the fact that I don't care about it, I mean, not just me. I'm not just saying, just because I don't. But, the fact that myself and a lot of people don't care about it or don't even know that it's coming out next year. It's like, did you set up this universe correctly or well?
I mean, I was talking about this with Scott, you know, and I was saying, not for nothing, even though I'm a Marvel guy, I don't ever remember there being a Steppenwolf action figure. Okay? Electro gets an action figure before stuff. Nobody knows this is the problem. I think Marvel got everybody out there. I mean, even Scrubs, the Spots got an action figure. You know, Brother Voodoo. But friggin' Steppenwolf, who the F is Steppenwolf?
Well, look,
what kind of effing name is that anyway?
Look what Marvel, I like that name, but look what Marvel did with them with their movies, right?
Yeah.
They took characters that people really didn't care about, like Thor. Before Thor came out,
I liked the comic. I was a fan.
No. I'm talking casual fans.
Yeah.
People didn't care about Thor. They barely knew who Thor was, right?
Right.
Then the movie came out, and casual fans were like, "Damn."
Yeah, it was good. It was a good movie, actually.
Then Iron Man. Before that, casual fans were like, Iron Man. Who? Then the movie came out, and it was like, whoa, you know.
Well, I think that last scene did it.
Yeah.
It was like, F it, I'm Iron Man.
And then, of course, you have Captain America, which, you know, people know who Captain America is.
Right.
But did they really know his story in
right.
depth? So, and then that did really well. And then you have characters like Loki, who originally people didn't even know who Thor was. So Loki was like, there's a Loki in Marvel? Oh. And now
they're thinking from The Mask or something. That Loki. Yeah.
Now he's a huge character. Now you show anybody Loki, and they're like, yeah, Loki.
Oh, yeah, Tom Hiddleston, Loki, yeah.
And I'm not, like I said, I'm not talking about fans of the comics, because, of course, fans of the comics know who these people are.
Yeah.
But the casual person, you show them a picture of Captain America, they're like, yes, Captain America. Spider-Man, yes. You pull up a picture of Loki, and they're like, who the fuck is that?
Well, before the Marvel thing came out, yeah.
Right. Now it's like, oh yeah, that's Loki. Oh, that's Thanos. Oh, that's Star-Lord. Who are the Guardians of the Galaxy beforehand? Now it's like, that's Star-Lord.
Yeah.
That's
I've been talking to people in school. I'm like, oh man, the Guardians getting there. Like, who the F is the Guardians in the Galaxy?
Yeah, exactly.
But I was in high school, and it's like, just like people didn't know what Doctor Who was.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Like,
now everybody knows who Doctor Who is. But
and I said one of these days, like, and that was like one of my favorite comics, Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm like, oh, this is going to be like a great movie. I mean, I said it. Even Vision, I have the bust. I loved Vision and Mockingbird, and I'm like, oh, one day Vision's going to be big and whatever, and finally.
Now, but comparing this to DC, what we were talking about, yes, of course, people know Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern, Aquaman, Cyborg, right?
Well, Cyborg, not really.
Well, Cyborg, meh.
Yeah, not really.
But like you said, Steppenwolf's going to show up, and people are going to be like, who?
Dude, it's like they effing copied off of, like, let's say, X-Men First Class, where Magneto and Professor X are recruiting people. And also, like, Nick Fury. I mean, it's just people showing up at the end of the Marvel universe. It was like, you just copied totally off of Marvel. Like, twice. And it's like, honestly, dude, seeing, like, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever to me personally that he would be Bruce Wayne recruiting these people. Like, I've seen enough Batman to know that would never happen like that he would just be concealing his identity and being Batman.
Like, it would make more sense for Batman.
It doesn't make any sense to me, period. It bothers me, actually. When I see him, like, trying to recruit the Flash or Aquaman, it's like, you're not Batman. You're Bruce Wayne here. So just put the fucking costume on.
Well, my thing is, right, like, if he's going to recruit them first of all, I don't think Batman should be recruiting them at all.
Right.
I honestly think it should be Wonder Woman.
Right.
But if you're, like, here's my thing. You're going around as Bruce Wayne, right, recruiting these people. After what happened in Metropolis, why would anybody in their right mind be like, yeah, I'll join you?
Well, I don't think they should have recruited at all. I think that when they were fighting that thing, like with Batman and Wonder Woman and Superman, like, they should have just all showed up. Or, like, it affected...
Oh, no, I think that would have been a mistake.
You think so?
I think that would have made because that was the rumored ending at first, and let me say this. Everybody, even DC fans, hated it. When that was rumored that they were all just going to show up, everyone was like, don't you fucking dare.
Okay.
And people were like, some people like it.
But is this any better, though? I mean, honestly, I didn't like any of it.
No, it wasn't.
Justice League. I don't care about Justice League. I don't think Superman should be fucking dead.
He shouldn't. And this is my thing.
Fucking sucks.
Superman is the central character for the. Listen, Batman fans, I'm sorry. Superman is the central character in the Justice League.
It sucks, dude.
If he's not there, we know he's going to be there.
Yeah, but he's going to be a bad guy. It's stupid.
We don't know that for sure. But
it's dumb, man. It's dumb.
I personally think that, and I've said this a billion times, and I'll probably say it another billion times, but that movie should have just ended with Wonder Woman stopping them from fighting somehow.
Something.
You didn't need Doomsday.
You need to kill Superman.
You could have had Doomsday be the guy that they fight in Justice League. If you really thought about it.
It could have been like his first form, and somehow they put him on ice.
Or something.
He can't evolve, and then he awakens later on or something.
Well, you say Darkseid sent him. He was like, this is my test against them to see what they
do. But
do.
even Lex Luthor, that makes no effing sense. He says he's against aliens, but then Wonder Woman's not an alien, and Batman's not an alien.
And he makes an alien monster.
And then he wants the Earth destroyed, but you're a billionaire. Why do you want to take away your fortune?
Lex Luthor had negative motivation in that movie.
That was just horrible.
No motivation at all, and he was a terrible character, and...
They should just make it that he's the kid and there's a real Lex Luthor coming in.
I don't even like thinking about it. It's just so stupid. But
it ruined it.
I don't know. I'm not excited.
We got another minute. Yeah, I don't care about it. Totally. I'm more excited about, a new type of pizza coming.
Unless I will say this though, unless Wonder Woman is really good, I really don't think I'm even going to go see the Justice League.
I think Wonder Woman's going to be great, and I think Justice League's going to tank, and then you're going to see sequels to existing movies of Wonder Woman and Batman and Man of Steel, and then
even if Justice League is terrible, it's going to make $1 billion.
I don't know about that.
It's going to go through the roof. I'm telling you, man.
I don't know, dude.
I'm telling you. Look how bad Batman versus Superman was, and look at how much money that made.
Yeah, but it didn't. It cost how much to make? Though?
It made a huge amount. I mean, come on.
All right.
It's the Justice League. They're going to make $1 billion.
Take care. Bye for now, because I know we're going to drop out any second. All right.